Why? This is Salamancer, and you're watching SalTV, competitive Sonic the Hedgehog. I do have a game for you guys today between the Spacewhales and Leviathan Gaming. I thought this was going to be a pretty good one, and then I remembered after I started the game up that apparently I had the Sonic Hedgehog skin downloaded, which looks especially good with the essential accessories and everything else they have. So I'm going to at least watch one mid-fight from the point of view of Clockwork, who actually is on the whales now, and we'll go over that a little bit. But I just want to see this Sonic skin in action, and oh my god, it is hilarious. Oh man, Scout's getting taken out left and right, but there goes another one. This is just such a well-made skin. And right now, LG looks like they could win this mid-fight here as Mezzo heals up one of his hedgehogs. Hedgehogs? I don't even know. It was anyway, one of the most hilarious things I've ever possibly seen ever. Okay, decided to take that skin off. It actually took me a little while to fix it, but it's all fixed now. Everything's good. So we are not going to see any more Sonic the Hedgehog, but I got to tell you, it was probably one of the most hilarious videos I've seen in TF2 in a while, and if you haven't seen it yet, I will definitely post that link over there. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the teams now, instead of talking about how weird that was. Leviathan Gaming versus the Spacewhales, and this is after the roster shift. This happened on Sunday, so you do see that Leviathan Gaming has replaced Bloodsire now, who was filling in for Clockwork. They replaced him with Flame. That is the big change for LG. They have a Flame on their roster now as a scout, and we're going to have to see how he does. Right now he's actually in the point attacking. Meanwhile, you do notice that the Spacewhales have picked up Clockwork. His name in this game is Carmin, K-A-R-M-I-N, which he has been named before. But the Ubers are just fading away here, and the Whales have lost Boomer, one of their soldiers. Looks like Flame is coming straight in after the med. Missing a couple of shots there, but he should be able to take him out. There you go, Mezzer is down. That is a complete wipeout for the Whales, so looking very good right now for Leviathan Gaming to take to the point, which they will do handily. So far, actually, it's looking pretty dominant, I would say, for LG, and we're going to have to watch this Banny roll out here as he decides to get himself out to the midpoint. And Granary, I mean, it's not an especially hard rollout, not like Badlands, but oh my god, the doors are still getting stuck. That's ridiculous. So apparently, it's not just Banny's fault here for the doors. The doors have been getting stuck on a lot of players ever since the new update rolled around. But yeah, okay, so that was a pretty good rollout there on Granary. Both demo men did correctly predict where each other was going to go, and so it's going to be Dummy versus Banny, as it looks like now Banny does need to retreat, just barely dodging that rocket. I don't know how he managed to avoid all that spam. But now Dummy's going to go in after the med, can't quite finish off Shade and LG. They might still be able to win this mid-fight. I don't know, though, as Blaze is thinking about jumping in, and I gotta tell you, if Blaze is thinking about jumping in, it's because he thinks he has an advantage. He is an incredibly smart soldier, and right now it looks like they do in fact have an advantage. They're liking their health. Oh, that's weird. So Blaze is having difficulty, I guess he doesn't have his items. I think everybody else does though, so it might just be Blaze who doesn't have access to the item server. That's pretty weird. But yeah, he just has the shovel, so probably not very happy about that. Anyway, it does look like the Clockwork YZ50 combo may be starting to pick up steam, as right now YZ50 has 4 points. Clockwork actually bottom fragging for the moment, but we'll see what happens here as this scout duo is going to start to heat up as the game goes on, start to warm up a little bit, get themselves in the swing of things, and they just might put the Whales in their back, as heavy as those Whales may be, and carry them. But right now, actually, YZ50 and Dummy both down to Tyrone, a very good bomb from Tyrone, and it looks like here comes the Uber as well. Mezzer does not have an Uber ready to go. So I want to see, let's see, Dave is going to jump out here. They're just leaving one scout back to cap. The rest of them will be pushing forward, and Dave is going to have to go take up position on the flank pretty soon. But right now it looks like they aren't too worried about that. And is somebody actually in this room right now? No, that is just a precautionary measure with those sticky bombs in case somebody had been in there. Shade wants to build this Uber, and you see how far back he is right now. He's ready to back out to mid at the first sign of trouble. Whereas the red team, actually, I think they're expecting a push here, and it's not materializing, so they're a little bit out of position and actually not able to get any sort of ground, which they could have gained a lot of ground there just by pushing against LG. I don't think they realize how passively LG is playing this, but now they are going to have the Uber, and you're going to see immediately, as soon as that Uber was ready to go, Tyrone's like, okay, time to push forward now. I guess they're just going to give us all this ground. So LG, I mean, they're intimidating their opponents right now, I think. And we're going to see an Uber force. Actually, the red team did pop first, A little bit surprising there too, so it looks like they really want to make sure they don't lose any players in the opening moments of the Uber. They want to keep them all alive until it's all over, but we'll see whether that Uber ends up fading away in one team or the other's favor. Right now, LG has a lot of damage down. Flame, 17 health. Tyrone taking a lot of hits as well. So LG will back up here, and I think Mezer's going to keep the rest of his team looking pretty healthy. YZ50 grabbing some health. Where is Clockwork right now? That's what I want to know. Because it's going to be a little bit weird to see him playing against his old team. That's what he's doing. He's playing against Leviathan Gaming, who he quit not like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So pretty crazy stuff going on right now, and he is going to start looking to pick off Banny. But he's in some trouble over here. 2 health left to go, so just a chip shot. Any kind of damage at all will kill him here. Yet he does run out and go for one more meat shot there, trying to die in a blaze of glory. I didn't see if he got any kills there. I don't think he did. But Shade's going to back up despite having the Uber, and it's because they've lost Sizer and Tyrone. And those two are some fairly good players. They don't want to have... Ooh! It's like Flame and Dave both were actually going for an ambush. I kind of like that play. It's kind of signature LG at this point, I think, to go for these fadeaway ambushes. And Banny does like to do exactly that. You see he got this really nice sticky trap. That's just classic Banny too. He knows exactly when to detonate those things when people are coming through. He doesn't even have to be watching them half the time, it seems. But both teams do have an Uber, and the Whales want to push back to mid when they can. It's just that they're actually down a player now. Boomer still respawning, and he's going to appear on last, so he's got a long way to go before he gets into this fight. So right now, this grudge match between LG and Spacewhales, who took one of LG's members, it's in full swing here. And I think LG at this point, they do have their land spot locked up. I think the Whales actually do not. So a win for the Whales here would be really good for them. They would end up going to, or having a really good potential at least, to go to the ESEA LAN coming up in, I want to say October, November, probably October. Although that one is going to be in Rhode Island, so I may not be on site for it like I have been for the past ones that have been in Dallas. Not sure why they changed the location. I'm sure there is a wonderfully valid business reason. But it looks like the Ubers are in once again, and the Whales this time around, they do get a kill on Dave AC. Uber fades away now, and you're going to see LG probably try to push back in. Banny doing some good damage to Dummy, and there you go, Sizer finishes him off. But now Clockwork wants to get in here, and he's being so brutally aggressive against these LG players. It's just not going to matter very much as Tyrone comes in to clean up a lot of the damage. Oh, Shade does get taken out, though. YZ50 going huge on the flank. I'm trying to be a little bit quieter here. I do apologize, but I think some of my neighbors may be starting to sleep. Hope they don't. But yeah, Banny once again jumping in, and wow, he was just basically denying the jumper there. I really like that. Blaze looked like he wanted to jump for the point, and Banny just started lobbing stickies up into his direct jump path. I'm pretty sure that was all he was going for, was just like, yeah, you can't jump without taking a sticky, bro. I think. I could be totally wrong. He just happened to get lucky with all the the rainbow stickies going on, but I'm pretty sure that's what was happening, which is awesome. So LG's Banny once again trying to lay some sticks down here just to cover the last point. He takes down Dummy. That, of course, doesn't happen all that often in the invite leagues where you have one demo just seriously committing or over-committing to the demo fight. But, Dummy did get taken out. And that does mean that it's a huge advantage for LG when it does happen. Of course, Carmen gets taken down as well as Clockwork. And Blaze is going to back up with the rest of his team, trying to keep Mezer alive, but Boomer's now down. And so I think Blaze may still have loadout problems. Yes, it looks like he does. I'm pressing F and nothing's happening, so he clearly has all default weapons. Does force the Uber, and it looks like the Whales just wanted to delay the capture of the point, I guess. Blaze is going to try and retreat here, but Tyrone chasing him down. Knows that blood is in the water. Maybe he can finish him off. Dave's now going to jump in and try to do some damage from the high ground for the moment, but no, it looks like the scout duo is going to start to clean things up, and actually this is looking really good for them. Oh, it's Tyrone with a huge rocket on Carmen and Mezer, though. I'm just reading the kill feed, so I do apologize, but that is Clockwork and Mezer both who are just standing against that wall. A direct rocket from Tyrone takes both of them down, and that's going to give a huge Uber advantage to Shade. Shade, of course, of the Gorgeous Gamer legend. And speaking of Gorgeous Gamers, that is actually a Highlander team now. So he does play on the Gorgeous Gamers Highlander team, which is awesome. It's one of the two really invite-filled Highlander teams in Platinum this season, UGC. There's another one that's really filled with them, and I think it's Menace to Society. But there's invite players pretty much on almost every roster now. which is awesome. It's good to see these guys getting into Highlander a lot more, and I hope to see more action from them in the future. I want to cast their games for sure. Tyrone taken down by Blaze right away though, and Sizer now down again, so LG is starting to lose steam on this push, and so Shade's going to retreat. Not going to take any damage from Dummy at the moment, but he does need to get away from the point. He's trying to run back through that little Z room so he can get back to his spawning players right here. Perfect timing, look at that. He spawned at exactly the time he got there, so he can start building that Uber. Mezzer does have a nice advantage though, and of course you saw the red team just kind of standing barely on the edge of that point, and that's very common to do. Standing on the center of the point, even in a pub or whatever, it's not going to be a great idea just because you're going to get spammed by demo men or rockets, you know, whatever. Bombs are going to start coming in and dealing splash damage when they hit the ground, and so the farther away you can stand from that point, the easier it is to just retreat from that spam damage whenever you can. And now the Whales are pushing into mid, so they did manage to defend very handily on that last point, and this is what that Uber advantage does for you. It starts giving you the ability to be aggressive and to push. They got to be careful. A good reactionary pop there from Mezzer, but that's all it was reactionary. You had Dave jumping in, and now Tyrone's probably retreating. So reactionary Uber is not the best, because now what that means is LG could attempt a repush if they just get one kill. And instead they're backing up though. Of course, it is a very safe play to make here, just to back up and start laying down some sticky traps like this from Banny. But I almost feel like they could take more ground. They actually have an Uber, and they could afford, as long as they don't have to pop it too early, they could afford to go in and try for mid here. They've got a huge advantage. Banny's staying behind, actually. Interesting. He's just trying to cover the flank here and make sure nobody gets around behind his team. The Whales, of course, have already backed up way away from mid. And again, the Whales are now in the position that LG was in. I guess, because I don't really know. Oh, there's a back cap going on, though. Who's doing that? It's got to be YZ50. Oh, he doesn't quite manage to get it, so he is going to have to retreat. And, of course, now they all know that he's back behind, and he's having some difficulty jumping. So we will, let's see, who can we watch here? We'll watch Yard for the minute. YZ50 wants to think about jumping down that drop down, but he might not. And so he's always presenting that threat now, and sometimes the threat is actually... In YZ50's case, probably not. But sometimes the threat of a scout behind you is actually worse than seeing the scout behind you. Because if you just have this threat, it makes it really hard to push. You know, is he going to back cap us? You know, what's going to happen? Now, of course, he has been spotted. He's actually, I think he's spotted a couple of the blue players here. Good movement, not taking any damage right now. Finally, somebody starts peppering him with that scatter gun. But it's going to be YZ50 here against, I want to say, Flame. Flame trying to chase him down. And always Flame and Sizer both. And YZ is doing his best. He actually gets a kill on Flame before Sizer finishes him off. LG, meanwhile, losing a couple players here, and their Uber was popped, but actually not doing a heck of a lot. Now, Mezzer could repop this, but they don't want to. Again, they're like a player down right now. And so it looks like the standard thing to do when you're a player down and invite is just back up to second, wait until the rest of your spawners get up here, and then you can go contest with that 100% Uber. Plenty of time, but it's a very slow game when you get these kind of pushes, because it's all textbook. Nobody's really doing anything particularly risky. Boomer now pushing out into Banny, and you saw those rockets. He was really just trying to cut off the retreat route more than anything. Clockwork does get taken down. And Dummy's going to start laying some sticks inside the garage, some offensive sticky bombs. He wants to get in here and do some damage so that he can push his opponents out of there. Actually did a good hit there, I think, on Banny. But Banny will get back out and get healed up again. And pretty much just listening to Salamancer talk. So what's going on, fellas? Do leave a comment if you're bored, or if you're not bored. I mean, if you're excited by this game, which I certainly am, you should probably leave a comment about that. Or you can leave a comment about your favorite pet animal. Mine, of course, is a dog. My parents actually have a couple dogs right now as the Whales cap mid here, and do a fantastic job of it. I've got Flame ready for battle. But my parents have a couple dogs, and the female is pregnant right now, so they are going to have puppies in the near future. I'll try to get a video or two of them if I can. We're watching Flame just kind of jump the stairs to watch this flank, though, and he immediately spots a soldier. So he's going to call that out to his team, but he's not able to really hold his ground against that, and that means that the Whales are actually pushing in. Clockwork going for the kill. He does take down Dave, but not before Dave gets a nice kill on Blaze. Oh, what a shot on Flame, though, and Clockwork's going to be happy with that. Now trying to deal some damage to the retreating Tyrone as well. Tyrone not in a happy position here with only 39 health, and he does get taken down. Actually, he took himself down there just to make sure he can finish off the med, which is a good thing. Does mean that the push onto last is going to be quite delayed here for the Spacewhales. Unless they decide to, I don't know, to just push it right now, which they could, but, you know, taking a lot of damage here. Probably don't want to. And Yeah, Clockwork just stood on top of that sign. Didn't even realize you could do that. I've never actually been up there before, but you totally can. So you just learned a new little secret spot for the scout, didn't you? I hope you did. I hope you use it in your next 6v6 game. Or 9v9, whatever. I hope you ambush somebody as that scout. And then you'll die horribly to somebody who just like walks up onto this ramp and he's like, oh, there's a scout right there. I guess I'll shoot him with a rocket. But you know, let me know how it goes. Post a video of it if it's successful. Frag vid! LG pushing back out here. They've got the Uber advantage and they are using that to gain the ground, push out. They want to see if they can't spot Mezzer. They can't really right now, not getting good damage down, but Blaze manages to die in a huge shower of gibs, whatever. You know, people keep saying, oh, well, it's how you pronounce giblets or giblets, and I'm just like, well, I don't know how to pronounce that either, so it's not really very helpful. Mezzer coming back in with a crits, though, and I don't think LG was quite ready for this. The Shade did manage. Oh, no! I thought he was going to get out there, but he tried to reconnect with Banny and ended up dying for it. So that was a very good sticky there from Dummy the Wonder demo, and suddenly Banny's the only one left to defend this point. He's doing a very good job of delaying the scout from coming in. The scout wants to try and chase him down, and actually I think the scout will get away with it too because he's being overhealed by the med. That's a very important thing to do, especially when you've got these amazing scouts in your team in YZ50 and Clockwork. Blaze actually coming out on the heavy now, and I don't see what LG can really do about this. Boomer's going to start jumping in and, you know, kind of whiffs a rocket there, but pretty much nobody's going to be able to stop him from just getting on top of the point and capping it. Lay down a couple of sticks here or rockets, I'm sorry, here and there. And there you have it. It was a good snipe coming out of Flame. He did manage to take down the med, but at that point there were so many damage classes on the field, they were not able to stop the capture. And so now it's 1-2 Spacewhales, who are suddenly looking like they're in this game again. I like it. I like it a lot. It does mean we might have a closer game than the first 2 rounds would indicate. A lot of it does come down to who wins mid, but you know, at this level, if you can hold your last or you can hold your second, all of a sudden things start to look a little better for you. And so that's kind of what happened there in the last round. Oh, Dummy doing a lot of damage to that soldier. Dave wanted to chase him down, but he wasn't quite able to get the kill, and now Boomer does take him out. We're going to start to watch the Clockwork cam, I think, because Clockwork's going to want to start chasing players down, maybe. He's thinking about it. He spots a scout over here, and he's just going to start pistoling people. Quite a useful thing to do, actually, because do you remember that every time you take damage, you start to lose, or you lose immediately that crit heals. So you have to not take any damage for 15 seconds if you want to get crit heals. And crit heals are really important to keep your entire team buffed up to full overheal. So the med's going to have a much tougher time keeping his team fully buffed if they take, you know, any kind of damage at all, just because they heal so much slower. Clockwork doing some decent movement here, just trying to escape the rockets at the moment. And there goes the Uber. Clockwork actually just evading it entirely and going around. He's got to watch out for the stickies down there from Banny. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused because I was like, wait a minute, Banny's his demo. No, he's not. Uber is coming right back in though. Tyrone down, Dave down, Banny down. That's a huge amount of players dead. And Clockwork is going to chase the med down. Nothing Shade can really do about that. And Shade, you know, who oh so recently was, you know, depending on Clockwork to get the enemy med picks, is now picked by good old Clockwork wearing, what's not the essential accessories, what is that? It's the, okay, my F key isn't even working anymore. Cool. I like that. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a tracksuit. Right. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, let's watch the Tyrone cam here as he takes his jumps out to mid. And you're probably asking, well, wait, Tyrone is a pocket soldier, so why is he not using the equalizer a lot? Normally the pocket does use the equalizer, but I think on Granary you've got so much time between, you know, in the rollout that you're actually guaranteed to get in there with 300 health anyway, even if he's not using gunboats. So it probably makes more sense actually. And I'm just being told that I am on deck for the LG versus Mix-Up match tonight as I'm recording this, Monday. So I'm not exactly sure when that is going to happen or who I'm streaming with or anything, but it seems like there's going to be a match. So I am excited to cast that. LG Mix-Up is going to be stellar. But then this one is too right now, as Tyrone at this mid-fight is looking solid. It is, of course, 2-2, so it's tied up, Spacewhales versus Leviathan Gaming. And this is just kind of annoying at this point because I'm going to have to keep like stopping and restarting the video for myself while I talk to folks about the incoming cast. But it doesn't matter because I really want to get this game casted tonight and uploaded. I don't even care who else casted it because this game is going to be awesome. And I'm sure other people casted it too. I'm sure it was on like Pure's channel or or even XTV. I don't know. I didn't actually check if XTV had casted this, and if they have, I'll feel really stupid. But regardless, LG having the time of their lives right now against the Whales. And they actually, I mean, they've won mid, so that does give them a little advantage going into this. But how much time is left? Oh, of course, it doesn't tell me because it's an ESEA server. Wonderful. But regardless, we will see a slow, methodical push out of LG, and that's a very, very common thing out of most of these invite teams. When you get up to this level, it's like we know how to push, we know exactly what to do, how not to take damage, how to get through here and try to get through here without taking too much. And if they take too much, they can just back out. If they don't take too much, then well, they're in. Shade at 73 health, not popping yet, and this is very common of Shade. Oh, Boomer taken out, but then Tyrone is as well by Dummy. So kind of trading pocket for pocket there, I think, unless Blaze. No, you know what? I think Blaze is playing pocket and Boomer's roamer. So I could be wrong about that, but I think that's how it is. Did I hear heavy? No, I guess not. I think that was a medic. Never mind. But it's going to be Banny versus Dummy here once again on the second point, and Flame taken down over on the flank meanwhile. So that's going to make Banny a little bit less secure as he doesn't have one of his scouts there to guard that flank. Dummy took a lot of damage but did manage to just barely survive, and now Banny is starting to try and take the ground, pushing into the second point. If they can get this, they're going to be in a very good position to bring it to halftime 3-2 against the Whales. And the Whales desperately want to hold on to this. They don't want to be in that position of defending their last point until time runs out, because that's basically what they would have to do. Even if there's like 10 minutes left, which there probably are, about 10 minutes left in the half, I would imagine. It's still not a good position to be in, because you're very unlikely to win the round if you're stuck back on your last. Right now, Flame is just actually sitting back watching the drop down. Which, you know what, makes a lot of sense. I think Blaze might have been thinking about going that way, and I'd never realized, but it's actually a really, really useful thing to do to have one of your scouts watching that way. But right now, LG doesn't have anybody watching this side of the yard, which I guess is okay, considering they can spam right in here, and they can see if somebody's trying to rotate around, maybe? Boomer's just going to go ahead and try to grab some health at the moment. But no, both these teams are trying to wait the other one out. And there goes Sizer, so finally looks like somebody did crack, and that was going to be Sizer managing to get himself killed over on the side. YZ50 now down, though, so it's a scout for a scout, and actually taking down one of the scouts of the Whales is a very good thing. But the Uber exchange is down. I completely didn't notice that. I do apologize. Shade and Flame both gone. Dave AC's trying to jump in and get the kill on Mezzer, but he won't get it. Tyrone, actually. That was Tyrone jumping in to get that kill. Didn't get it. Dave is still at large. But where is that guy? I know he's actually backing away with Dummy, just trying to keep him protected, which makes a lot of sense. You know, sometimes you don't actually want to go for the medic bomb when you're in that position. Of course, Mezzer is going to have an Uber advantage, but on Granary, sometimes that Uber advantage is tough to use because you're going to have to pop it through a choke point. So he's trying to just keep Banny alive so they can prevent the Whales from popping through, or from losing too much ground. I'm sorry, no, from gaining too much ground. Duh. Okay, I'm an idiot. Whew. But the Whales actually did gain their yard and not a lot else. They've got the Uber now, so you'd think they could push in, but they're concerned about where all these sticky traps are. They don't want to have to pop the Uber too early. But at this point, if they don't pop it, they're going to lose. They're going to lose any sort of opportunity to get in and take out Shade. So they are thinking, okay, let's get aggressive right now. Where is that sticky trap? It's still up on top of that door, so not going to be useful this time around. And Dummy is trying to jump in and do a lot of damage to Banny. Can he take him out? No, not quite. Banny is going to manage to escape that actually with 175 health, so he's perfectly fine. The Uber, counter Uber now does come in from LG, and they're going to try and chase down Mezzer, I think. Where is Mezzer right now? Oh my god. Clockwork actually got behind them, took out Banny while the Uber was flashed to somebody else. It was flashed to Sizer, and Clockwork takes down Sizer as well. Now we've got YZ50 starting to clean up, and I want to find his camera because it is cleanup time. Or maybe just stack the point time, I guess. Oh yeah, they did want to stack that point to make sure that Banny didn't get forward spawn. Because actually that's a huge deal. If they can keep Banny back on his last point for a while, then they can take so much ground right now. And you see that's exactly what they're doing. They're like, okay, Banny got that rear spawn, which does mean that there are going to be no sticky traps leading into the second point. Banny just now getting up there. And eating a lot of damage though, so Boomer does go down. He's got 65 health left, but he will start to lay down the damage and make sure that he at least forces the Uber out of Mezzer. Mezzer is Ubering Clockwork, which is a beautiful thing to see, that invincible super DM scout. But Clockwork actually is going to start chasing down Banny. Banny can't get away. Once again, Clockwork takes him down on the wings. Shade! Oh, you're kidding me though. Shade with the huge crossbow kill. That was awesome. And of course that doesn't really save anything for them right now, as they are not going to be able to re-push this, I don't think. It would in fact be a very bad idea for them to try and commit to this too heavily. And this is why the Heavy's jumping in right now. He actually gets taken out, but not before Shade, Sizer, and Flame all go down. It's going to be no med for LG, and the Whales might actually bring this to halftime. It may go 3-2 in favor of the Spacewhales here, which might dethrone Leviathan Gaming from their firm second place spot, which they thought they'd have. And so there you go. It is halftime right now. Okay, so it's rollout time after the half. Banny taking a sticky jump there right away. Wants to get out to this point as fast as possible. Definitely avoiding those shutter doors, as they are completely borked with the ESEA client right now. And it's pretty hilarious, actually. But he's looking to lay down a stick over on that left-hand side just to see if anybody gets over there. Not sure if that sticky next to himself was a mistake or not, and I'm also not sure if I'm developing a lisp or not, but you know, whatever. Dummy taken down right away, and LG, they really want to make this their round, I think. Blaze, though, gets a nice little kill on that soldier as he was falling past the crates, and yet he cannot stop Flame from taking him out. Flame, though, is going to have to retreat, and he might even... No, okay, so I thought the soldier there might be able to take him out, but it turns out no. What is that? Is that a mercenary badge? That is a mercenary badge. So that actually does mean that, wait a minute, is Flame spawn camping? I think he is. I think he actually got out the enemy's side, and he's going to be looking to get the kill on Dummy, maybe? I don't know. Who's he going for here? I think he heard Dummy, but he hasn't spotted him yet. And so I don't think he's actually going to be able to spot him now. He is in that same position that YZ50 was in earlier, just being behind enemy lines, and he wants to provide a credible threat if he can. Right now, I'm not even sure that anybody on the Whales knows he's back here. So he kind of wants to just be not spotted until he can jump in and get a couple of meat shots on the med, or maybe just go for the back half, as right now Blaze seems to have been hurt, and there might even be some kind of an Uber exchange coming in soon, but no Flame. Yeah, it does get taken down right away. And you know, I just realized it's kind of interesting that you have Blaze and Flame on the same team. That's a good little combination of names there. But Dave wants to retreat here. Boomer and YZ50 both taken down. Tyrone going to finish off Mezzer with the remainder of this Uber. And Dummy is trying to get away through the garage. I think he actually will get away. So Tyrone's going to start laying down the damage over here, as Dummy actually does get taken down by Sizer, finishing him off. Wish I had gone to that camera now. Where is this at? Well, you know what? The Clockwork cam is always good, as he's going to be waiting around here for his opponents to start moving into the yard. But does he? No, he's just going to retreat. I have no clue what I was saying there, because that was a long conversation I just had. But Clockwork actually dodging those rockets, no clue how exactly. But oh, Dave finally finishing him off. Blaze will know that he's over there, but he's really kind of tunnel visioned on that point right now. Wants to stop the point from getting capped, and yet he couldn't. Shade does get away with about 80 health, and so they are going to have... What on earth is that little face? That is a cute face, Boomer. Not going to lie, that is a pretty darn cute one. So LG's going to have just a tiny bit of an Uber advantage, and they are going to try and push in with this pretty soon. So the question is, no, it looks like I was going to ask, are they going to push in and take Mezzer by surprise and actually use their Uber advantage? But no, they are not. They will, however, it looks like they want to try and Uber the scouts in. And that's an interesting choice. Of course, they will force Uber right away on Boomer, or was it Blaze? But either way, Dummy and Blaze are both down. LG actually, they can just retreat from this, and then they push right back in as soon as the Uber is done. You see them taking out the enemies so quickly right now. Look at all the kills flowing their way. LG wipes out their opponents, and that brings it to 3-3 real fast. That was an awesome push by Leviathan Gaming. The double scout Uber with both the soldiers going in, it looked like they went in from either the top or just from the flank. It completely took the Whales by surprise, and so LG were able to just destroy. That Heavy had no chance, the Med had no chance, the soldiers, they had no chance. I'm not even sure, it looked like maybe the soldiers, I didn't see who got the kills on Boomer and whoever else, but they just didn't, you know, the Uber flashing wasn't working. And maybe the players were too split up, but regardless, Tyrone is going to come try to bomb in on top of Mezzer. Mezzer does manage to get a pretty nice little air strafe there, though, and he gets away 4 now as LG completely wipes out there. Didn't even notice, but Tyrone was actually the last one to die by a long shot, and the Whales are now, I mean, they're on the warpath. They're able to, what do you call this, a power play, I guess, in hockey? They're able to completely dominate. 100% Uber, they'll cap the point right away with that scout who got there so fast, and pretty much this is just going to be lights out for Leviathan for this round. That'll bring it up to 4-3 real fast. And Dummy just wants to lay down some damage here on this heavy. He can put stickies in front of the point if he needs to, which is exactly what he's doing right now. The Uber just finished his flashing tomb, keeping him alive for so long. And LG, look at this, they're trying as hard as they can, but it's not going to be hard enough. Banny not able to stop this cap, and even Mezzer gets a nice little crossbow kill there on Flame at the very end. So we have seen 2 crossbow kills this game. And I swear, Mezzer has like a alien thing going around. What is that? It's like a little UFO thing. Somebody please tell me what that is, because it looks amazing. Is it? It looks like it's. Hang on. We can tell, right? Is it the quad ring? No, the Rabo 3000. Robro. Sorry, I'm not that stupid. Okay, so it is the Robro 3000. I didn't even know that was an item, but I kind of want one now. Of course, every time I say that, it seems like somebody wants to gift me an item, and so I want to discourage you from like sending me items. Because when I say I want it, I don't mean I want you to like spend your money on me and get it for me. That's lame. Don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. It looks like the Whales do lose a lot of players here. Banny going to take some damage, though, from Dummy and Carmen. Carmen being Clockwork. Oh, what a shot from Dummy now. He's going to go for this silver here. Tyrone not quite able to finish it off as well. And Mezzer stays alive. It's going to be Mezzer and Dummy starting to cap the point. I think Dummy might have even gotten a little bit of a taunt done there, and I've just realized how decked out Dummy really is right now. He doesn't seem to have an unusual throw, but everything about this guy just screams class. He's got the pipe. He's got those are they Christmas ornaments? I don't even know, but they definitely look like little hand grenade type of bomb things. You get the idea. He is decked out. He is looking solid. And one little rocket there from this soldier is going to deal a lot of damage to the entire team, actually. Blaze coming up on the heavy once again, which is such a weird play, but you know, sometimes it actually does work. This time around it is Clockwork's turn to kind of watch that drop down for a second. And this play, they've done it before, and it worked for him last time. This time around, Blaze is just going to kind of sit here on... Oh, no, he's not actually going to sit on the point. He's going to leave that to Clockwork, maybe. Tyrone down right now, but it looks like Dave did get the kill on Clockwork back behind somehow. Didn't spot how that happened. Regardless, Mezer's going to stay alive for quite a while, and Shade just now gets his Uber up. Dave going to try and kill the retreating Blaze, but that heavy just has way too much health. So the only question for me at the moment is, will they actually try to push with this Uber, or are they just going to hold on to it? Holding on to it is a safe play. If they hold on to it, then they can try and save themselves from the push that's coming in from the Whales. Do you remember, though, it's 4-3, and the Whales actually winning that mid-fight means that they have a shot to put this game away, which means that LG is going to be a little bit of trouble. So I beg you, do not look at the time left right now, because that would actually tell you whether or not this next push is going to be successful. But look at that Clockwork taken out very quickly by Flame there, and all of a sudden the Whales are going to have to retreat from this point, I'm pretty sure. Looks like the Uber does come in, and that's a very aggressive Uber push from Leviathan Gaming. Looks like they may actually have to drop back out with this, and they have lost one of their players. They took down the heavy, but they've lost Banny. That's huge. Dummy is going to feel really confident about jumping in here now. Actually, maybe a little overconfident, as Mezzer gets taken down by Sizer. Beautiful kill, but Dummy finishes him off as well. So there is going to be a bit of an Uber advantage for Shade, but Mezzer, I mean, he walked in there actually ahead of his demo man, which is not a great idea. He's actually claiming door stuck. Which, you know what, that is totally a legit thing now in TF2. The door stuck meme is back, and it might be here to stay. Clockwork coming in, though, and he's going to be able to take down Shade, no problem. Banny's in a little bit of trouble here as well, although he gets a really nice hit there, but it's only Sizer left, and that's actually it. Spacewhales win it 5-3. With this heavy looking, starting to look a little happy about that. But ladies and gents, that's the Spacewhales taking a game off of Leviathan Gaming this season. People thought that LG and Mixup were going to be the two undefeatable teams. But it does look as if that may actually be changing. The Spacewhales picking up Clockwork really worked out for him. So thank you for watching. Of course, do subscribe to youtube.com.